So, Chip, in 2009, you came and visited us in Syracuse, and we brought you to the Landmark Theater, and we brought you to Fort Ontario.
Loved it.
What do you think about Central New York and the history and the paranormal that goes on?
I think that there's so many different places in Central New York, but I was excited to be able to come and be with you, first and foremost, and your group, Landmark. What a wonderful treasure.
Landmark is
it's
just
a
wonderful.
total treasure. And then Fort Ontario was just fun. It was just fun to be able to explore and go see all the places that were there. There's not, at the fort, there's not just one spot that's got haunted activity. There's several places around in the area where it's just, I mean, it's not one major hot spot, if I'm remembering correctly. There's several around, all over the fort. Love upstate New York, love central New York. You know, I used to live.
Yeah, you used to live in Elmira.
I used to live in Elmira, and that's where I really learned what ghosts were all about, was in that area of New York.
You know, the one thing that really strikes me about Central New York is it's just the more that we do this, the more people come out and claims that there's hauntings, and I really think that the history is so rich there that really brings so much of it out.
Huge history.
You know, for example, like the Erie Canal was just so very important to our state.
Absolutely.
And, you know, people used to come up through the canal to come to Syracuse to go out to shows, because actually Syracuse was where people came to see shows because of the canal. What do you think about that?
Look at all the history in that part of the world. You've got Revolutionary War history. You've got French and Indian War history. You've got Civil War history.
Exactly. You know, and I think it's so important that the history, especially of Central New York, just intertwines with everything. You know, for example, Casanova was formed, and they all fought in the War of 1812. And, you know, Oriskany Battlefield was fought in a war, and, you know, it just intertwines with everything, that it's almost like Central New York has the veins through the entire state, you know, through its history, that it, you know, it goes to Albany, it goes to New York, it goes everywhere.
Right.
And, you know, being the heart of Central New York, maybe that's the reason why, and that's the reason why the history is so rich there.
I remember the things when I was in 7th grade and studying New York history. I was so impressed with things like even the number of Native American tribes that were in that area. So that influence could also be playing a part in why there's really an elevated level of paranormal activity in Central New York. When do I get to come back?
I know. So
when do I get to come back to Central New York and investigate?
We need to do it again. We need to do it soon.
We need to go to Elmira.
I'd like to go to Elmira.
We need to go to Elmira and explore some of the places. You know, I can get us to the Mark Twain study.
We should do Mark Twain study.
You know, I can get us to the Mark Twain's house, maybe.
I think we should do that.
And some of the dorms at Elmira College.
I think we should do that. I think it would be a great thing for Chip to come home.
I love it.
That would be great.
I love going home. I've wanted to go home for a while.
Yep.